Hi everyone, it's Heather Lisle here. Thank you so much for joining me again today. So today's video is about plan your calendar, or your calendar will be planning you. So I'm going to talk about some tips and tricks that you can do to help get ahead of your calendar, so that way you don't miss out on some time to debrief and take time for yourself throughout the year. So I was talking with a client the other day, and specifically she is a high performance individual and incredibly engaged with every facet of her organization. We got to talk about scheduling for time off and vacations, or frankly just taking the time to debrief after going to all the meetings that she goes to as well. And how many of us, I just sat there thinking to myself, how many of us just go and go and go and go, and we're busy, 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 and we learn from all these great people that we interact with on a daily basis, and then we never take the time to get quiet, debrief, and then implement all of the good stuff that we've learned from these people that we've taken countless hours to meet with. How many of us have a super busy calendar and the calendar owns you versus you owning your calendar? And I can feel it right now. You totally know what I'm talking about. Now hang in there and don't sheepishly shy away from the blog at this point in the game, because I really do have some good points to offer here. Don't feel guilty for being one of those people, right? Most of the high performing individuals I know think about taking time off as the absolute last thing to do. And I get it. I was once like that as well too, until I became so burned out at work. I was a crabby mom and just, overall just wasn't taking care of myself. I used to be the type of leader who would let my staff take time off first, and then I try to figure out a way to take time off in between their time off. And guess what? That never ever happened. I became the type of person who, even when kids got sick, I'd take the kids to the office with me, or I'd work from home as well too. I quickly found myself in the rut of everyone else planning my calendar for me versus me planning my calendar. In other words, I needed to take the bull by the horns and take charge of my life first. And I did, and I'm going to teach you how to do it too. I was listening to Rachel Hollis podcast the other day, and she was talking about how there's no way you can be in peak performance if you're not taking care of yourself. Drinking the water, moving your body 30 minutes a day, practicing gratitude, eating your kale too for that matter, all of those things, and a few other things that she mentioned as well. But you get the gist. You've got to take care of you in order to be a high performer with your business or organization, with your kids, with your spouse, you name it, all the things that we do, you got to take care of you. So here's the deal, sister, and a few of you bros out there as well too. And here's where the rubber meets the road. I want you to get out your calendar and book one day a month, or an afternoon or morning. You know your schedule best. And book this time for you. Use this time to debrief and think about all the meetings and people that you've interacted with over the course of the past month. What information have you learned that could be useful and could be implemented in your business or your organization? Use this time to think. Think about your next steps in life and in work. Think about how you can improve with all the knowledge that you've acquired, over the past month too. I promise you, all of the meetings and all of the busyness, which we all have, is not worth much if you don't take the time to reflect and figure out how you can implement from what you learned, with all the people that you've met in the first place. Okay, and here's the other piece of the puzzle that I want to be sure to address too. Do not feel guilty about taking time to do this. Just because you may work from home one afternoon or work at the coffee shop or whatever like that does not mean that you're not working. You need to stop those voices in your head, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. The voices that say, ugh, I think some staff saw me leave the building early today, and I don't think they're happy about it. Or everyone knows that I'm not here. Oh, goodness. You've got zero space for that in your head if you're going to be a peak performer. So however you decide that you need to block your time, block it. Block that time on the calendar now before your assistant or anyone else blocks it for you. Then give yourself a little grace. Free yourself from that guilt and be that fierce leader that you are meant to be. All right, thanks so much for watching this week, and I can't wait to talk to you next week. All right, bye.